Today on Steadfast SMP, I'm going to be showing how I raid ocean monuments, and I'm a casual player, so if I can do it, you can do it. First thing you'll need is invisibility, underwater breathing, coal, furnace, milk, some redstone block and TNT, and any placement block will work, i.e. normally bring dirt. You also need doors for when you're under there so you can create a little air pocket. Now we're going to remove our armor. We're going to take the invisibility and water breathing potions, and then we're going to fly right in. Now our goal once we get in is going to get to the thing as quick as possible and break a block. But if we get fatigued before then, we'll have to use the TNT. So here we're going down and we're going to try to get to the bottom, break a block immediately. I was able to do it, so that's good. So I can jump in, and there's a guardian right there we can kill. There's always going to be one up at the top, and if you get in the front, you won't take any damage when you hit. So you always want to try to hit them directly in front. So we pick up a sponge here, and then our goal is to find the other two guardians in this place. Once we kill all three of them, we're going to be able to drink our milk. So, oh, here's one. Get in here and try to get in the front of him. And if you see, I take a little damage here as I hit him because I wasn't all the way in front. Sometimes it's hard, so make sure you bring some food just in case you have to eat a little. Alright, there's two down. Get that sponge. And now we need to find the third one. These places are like mazes, so swimming around aimlessly sometimes works, but I normally look for a tunnel that goes all the way around the front, and it goes from one of the lower guardians to the other lower guardians. So let's look for this tunnel. Normally near the main room. Oh, I saw sponges. Ooh, another sponge room. Now, we'll leave the sponges for later and come back to those, but what we're going to be doing is looking for sponge rooms. And normally there's 1 to 3 sponge rooms in any ocean monument. Sometimes not any, but normally there's at least one. Alright, so this is the tunnel we're looking for. This runs all the way up. And you can see kind of the stairs on the side. It runs all the way around the monument, and you can find each guardian at the ends of these tunnels. But this one's a little different. Let's look for him somewhere. Okay, maybe up in this room. I think this is where we just killed the one. So let's go back and go around the other side. Normally you don't find a second one that quick, but I was able to pop down a hole and get him right away. Normally you find the main room, which is this room right up here with the gold, and then you find the tunnel and get the other two, but this one's a little different. I was able to get that second one right away. As we come down here, we should be able to go around this corner and find... It's always important to check the times you have left on the potions too, just in case you need a little more water breathing or invisibility. So as we go around here, we should be able to see another guardian. Where is he? He's normally in this room. As you can see, he's not here. So now we need to find him. Sometimes he swims up. Maybe he's in here. There he is. And you just kill your third guardian. And the guardians are what gives you the fatigue, the mining fatigue. So as long as you kill all three, you won't get mining fatigue anymore. But these little guys will still shoot you with their lasers. So now the goal is to take the doors and place them under the gold room. Once you get to the main room, you'll see a dark box that has the gold inside. This is the room that you're going to want to use your doors placed down on each side and create yourself a little room where you can't be seen and that you can drain the water from. So here I'm going to place the doors around here. And then once you get all of these doors in place, you can get your furnace out. And we're going to dry some of the sponges. You probably only need one. So you put your sponges and your coal in and wait for one to dry. You should have plenty of time on your water breathing and invisibility. Another step you're going to do here is drink milk, which is going to clear your water breathing and invisibility. So that's why you need at least 2 to do one of these. Alright, so we have a sponge. Let's wait for 2. And then kind of near the center on the bottom, we can place a sponge and you will get rid of the water in this room. So now you can spend as much time down here as you want. Here I still have fatigue, so we're going to drink the milk to get rid of the mining fatigue. Alright, now let's get the gold. Now there's 8 gold blocks in this room, so you can just mine them out at this point. Now the next part is my favorite part of the ocean monument. So whenever you're ready, you can go ahead and drink your invis and water breathing again. And we'll go find some sponges. So we want to exit this door and kind of have a plan where if you go left or right, at this point you just keep track of where you've been. So here we go into the sponge room we saw earlier, and we'll place down a door. The door isn't necessarily for breathing because you have water breathing. The door is to get inside, like out of the water, so you break the sponges faster. Now, I forgot to bring my hoe, but I suggest bringing a hoe for this part because it'll break the sponges a lot faster than a pickaxe. But if you stand in the little pocket here, you'll break it faster than if you're in water. Remember to flip the door once you get to a point where you can't reach any more sponges. And just make sure you can reach. See, it's very slow if you step out of this, so make sure you're in there. It'll go a lot faster. And once you clear all the sponges, you can go ahead and collect them. And we'll go on to find another room. Now the sponge rooms are always kind of like, if you're at the bottom, you look up and you can see them. Where was that second room we saw earlier? Again, this is a little bit of a maze. So you just want to swim around looking up into these rooms. Here it is. So we're just going to do the same thing each time. We set down a door, jump in the little pocket, and break our loot. So at this point we flip the door so we can reach the other ones. So let's get our sponges and look for more. Now these are the 2 rooms we saw earlier. I don't know if there's another room in here, so we will just swim around and see. It's kind of rare to get 3 or more sponge rooms in an ocean monument. Normally you get 1. Sometimes you get 2, and if you're really lucky, you'll find 3. So we're just looking up. I'm getting kind of lost as to where I've been and where I haven't. Here we see the first room, and that's the second room we got. So we're in the same spot. So I'm gonna go probably out to the main room and see if I can find another sponge room. Again, this is randomly generated, so these rooms kind of all look the same, and they're in different places in each monument. The tunnel around the side will always be the same. The main room with the gold will always be the same, and the Ender Guardians will all be in the same spots, one at the top and two at each side of that like U-shaped tunnel. On the inside is just swimming around, always checking your water breathing and invis. If you run out of invis, the other guys here will shoot lasers at you. To kind of combat that, if that does happen, you just need to place blocks and break that line of sight, and it'll break them before they hit you. I'm starting to think we're not gonna find another sponge room here. I'm really starting to think this is cleared out. Ooh, sponges. A third sponge room. Place the door again, get in the pocket, and let's get the sponges. So as I break these sponges, I'm thinking I'll just be done with this ocean monument because 3 is pretty rare. I've yet to find one with 4. I'll probably just leave the monument at this point. Alright, breaking the last sponge. Let's go collect them. And since we have a little hole here, let's just leave at this point. And that's how you loot an ocean monument. Now, since we got pretty lucky with that last monument, I was able to break that top block. I wanted to show you the other way you would do this if you weren't able to break that top block before you got mining fatigue. So you would just come in, you would place down some blocks, place a TNT, cover it up, and then place a redstone block on top. That blows up the TNT and breaks the top. So now you have a hole to go through, and you can fight that guardian and loot the rest of the ocean monument. So now you have your sponges. You can take them up to the nether and dry them out. They dry instantly up here, and it's a really easy way to get dry sponges. Alright, well, I hope you enjoyed that and you learned a lot, and you will not die in the ocean monument. Now, I'm kind of new to this YouTube thing, so I guess subscribe and come join us on Steadfast SMP sometime. We'd love to see you there.